It is a cold day here, so you'll see me wrapped up a little bit. And welcome to your pranayama practice for today, for this week. Thank you for being here in your presence, and I hope for you bringing along the skills that you're learning on the way. In this practice, we are going to practice Nadi Shodhana, or alternate breath practice, and alternate nostril breathing. And the reason that we do this is balance. And something I would recommend to do if you need to blow the nose, especially if you live somewhere where it's a bit cold, clear your nostrils, drink some water, really clear out the nasal passages before we come into this practice, because we will be constricting each side and breathing through just one side at a time. This practice is very metaphorical in the physical of the balance between left and right hemispheres of the brain, between the feminine and the masculine, between solar and lunar, between feminine and masculine as Shiva and Shakti, as I was saying before. And the way in our chakra systems, if you've never studied chakras, don't worry about that. But the way that the chakras work, there are these energetic vortexes that move up the center of the spine. And the chakras are every meeting point or convergence of the left and right channel. And so as they make this kind of infinity symbol, this serpentine way up the spine, at each point that they intervene and they come together, there is a chakra. And so when we're working with alternate breathing patterns here, alternate nostril breath, we are finding that dance between the two, and we're beginning to balance both the left and the right. And what you'll notice is if you practice this breath work throughout different times in the day, you will primarily breathe through the left nostril some hours, primarily through the right nostril some hours. And this is a whole other vortex to go into of, are you feeling predominantly in left brain thinking in that moment, predominantly in right brain, predominantly in your masculine, or predominantly in your feminine? And all of these practices are here for you to see how your internal world is being reflected on your external. So in a moment, when you're doing this breath practice, or not doing the breath practice, but just in your daily life, and you're feeling imbalanced in some way, you could check in and see which side is more predominant at that moment, and check in with, if I'm breathing through the left nostril, am I more in my right brain thinking? Because left side of the body controls right side of the brain. If I'm breathing through the right side of my nostril, am I in the left brain thinking more here? Am I in the rationale and the masculine, the driven, the ambitious? And if I'm breathing through the left, am I in that lunar, that feminine, that artistic quality? And so this is just something to play with in becoming more poetic in your life, and bringing this aspect of Tantra in by not just looking at things as the physical realm, but seeing the poetry in your physical experience and how your body is responding to the way that you're thinking, the way that you're speaking, the way that you're giving and receiving love. You have markers in everything, in the aches and pains of the body, and the way that we breathe. All the information is there. So observe. Do your best to observe. So the way that this breath work is going to look, and you can sit up nice and tall. You can shake it out if you like. And take a couple of breaths in through the nostrils, sigh out of the mouth. Make some noise. Two more. Maybe hum internally. One last one. Beautiful. Before we begin the practice, you can open the eyes. Let's take an inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bring hands down to heart center. We're going to just take our time here nice and slow. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands to heart. The hands rest on the knees for a moment. Shut the eyes down, soften. And know that when we come into presence with our breath, we are able to stay in what we call the window of tolerance longer. So meaning we're not hyper vigilant, like in an anxious state or a running away, fleeing state, and we're not in a hypo state, meaning frozen, dissociated, or absent. But when we're in the window of tolerance, when we're focusing on the breath, reminding ourselves that breathing in, I am aware that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am aware that I am breathing out. In those moments of presence, we stay right in the center, in the window of tolerance, and we can maintain ourselves. We can resource ourselves a bit more with whatever comes up. So to begin this practice, we are going to first constrict the right nostril. And we're going to bring the 2 pointer fingers, first finger and second finger, to the temple, and the right thumb to the right nostril. And don't press it just yet. But when we begin, we will breathe through the left nostril, hold at the top for a moment, release the right nostril, exhale through the right nostril, pause for a moment, and then inhale again through the right nostril. Plug the left nostril and hold it, and then exhale out. So I'll cue us through that, but just know that we will breathe in and exhale on each side equally, and then move to the other side, and there will be holds in between. So let's go ahead, first and second finger to the forehead. Take an inhale through both nostrils. Exhale out. Plug the right nostril, inhale through the left. Very slowly, hold at the top, plug the left nostril, release the right, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right nostril. Plug the right nostril at the top, release the left, hold for a moment, and exhale through the left. Inhale left. Plug the left, hold at the top, release the right thumb. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Plug at the top. Exhale left. Inhale left. Plug the left at the top, release the right, exhale. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue on your own. You can use the left hand under the right elbow if you get tired, and continue. And do your best to hold just a little bit at the top. Relax all the muscles in the face and in the body. So continue to do your rounds of breath on your own, making sure to inhale and exhale through each nostril, holding at the top. the mind begins to wander, come back. You should be going through your last rounds. Just take about 2 more rounds on each side. And after you've completed exhaling out of the left nostril, you can complete your round. Let the hands come down to the knees and take your time. There's no rush to get there. And just settle into the calmness in the body as we begin to find equilibrium, moving from these solar aspects to the lunar, from the left brain to the right brain, from the masculine to the feminine. And knowing that every practice that we do is a reflection of the microcosm that exists within us, that is reflected to the macrocosm. So allow yourself to come into a bit of contemplation here. Contemplation for what you noticed in your breath, where there may have been contraction, constriction, where there was opening, where you felt comfort or discomfort. And so the moments that we can think about the left side of the brain controlling the right side of the body. So the left side of the brain, the more rational, logical, driven, masculine side, driving the right side of the body, and the left brain, the more feminine, artistic, poetic, felt experience, driving the left side. So just noticing which side of the nostrils did you feel more opening? Or was there more spaciousness, and where was there less? And we allow our breath work to be metaphorical of life off the mat. How can we find more equilibrium in these different polarities, these seemingly differences that exist in our external world? How can we find more balance? Let your breath just return to just softness. Let it be where it's at. Let the muscles in the forehead, the face relax again, the shoulders, the chest, the belly. Let the hips feel supported by the earth beneath them. And when we are able to really observe ourselves in more balance, we're able to stay within the window of tolerance, that spaciousness of being able to handle life, the challenges, the ups and the downs, where we're not going into hypervigilance, not running away, the fleeing, the fighting, and we're not going into hypo, the freezing, dissociating, or numbing, but we're staying right here in the center, allowing ourselves to go with the flow of the river and not be taken by big waves or dryness. We're able to stay fluid and adaptable. So use your breathwork practices in the moments where life may feel a bit overwhelming, or you may tune out in your senses. And remember your breath. Come back to that pranic life force. You can close the eyes, settle into your body, and say to self, breathing in, I am aware that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am aware that I am breathing out. And find a way to connect with it once again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, bowing head to heart. May we each tune in with the masculine and feminine that we each are, the lunar, the solar, the left, the right, the polarities. May we breathe it all in. May we see our internal experience as a reflection of what we see outside of ourselves. And may we begin to curate a more balanced life through self-inquiry and observation. May we find our way back home to our breath. Namaste. Namaste, yogis.